RDA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the New Orleans Saints and the Los Angeles Rams. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Nice chunk of yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
And he fires one that's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Now the try here for the extra point. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. It'll be a gain of about 5, but they're left with a third and still about 12 to go.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you come in off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
And this returnable for Hines. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And this offense is going to be set up with a 1st and 10 inside the 15. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make the score 14-0. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
Here's 2nd and 8. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. He'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the 2nd quarter.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the 1st as they kick this one away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be.
Yeah. Here's another interception, the 3rd of this 1st quarter. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there?
Yes.
Maybe that extra that extra emphasis on it got him to jump, and they picked up 5 yards.
On second down, they'll run it here. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set them up first and goal. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're open to do it consistently here. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team, both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
On second down, Kamara. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on third and goal.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal. They'll run it with Kamara, and he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. Alvin Kamara, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Point after, right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They're going to look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. The ball comes out, and this is picked up by the Saints.
You remember in preseason we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. They go play action here on first down. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
Down several scores and playing behind the chains is not the way to have success in this one. Right now, if you're the offensive line, your big concern, protecting your quarterback and give him a chance to try and throw something downfield to pick up the needed yardage.
And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Marcus May with a pick. And the Saints force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Well, that is interception number 4 for him, Charles. 4 here in the first half alone, and they're already trailing by 4 possessions.
Makes me wonder, partner, do they just not have any confidence at all in the backup, or do they just have that much confidence in him? Able to throw 4 picks already, they're certainly hoping that he can turn things around and quickly.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
2 things to watch. First, his strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
There's Chris Olave. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. That one on the guard, Cesar Ruiz. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. An 8-yard gain, so that gets him halfway there. Now they're left with a 3rd and 8 more.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
This offense so far on 3rd down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 8. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Well, the guys who are paid to make the tackles deserve some kudos there, but I think they deserve even bigger ones because in that situation, they had to be thinking pass. Loosened up defense, going to pass coverage. Instead, maybe they surprised them a little bit running the ball, yet they rallied to it and stopped them well short of a 1st down.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a 1st down. 2 minutes remaining in this 1st half of football. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And he'll get this up to about the 40. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That's a nice run to get himself back on the horse after his fumble. Nothing spectacular, but a good confidence-building run.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Under pressure, and they got to him again. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do.
And now here is another interception. Marcus May with a pick. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
So we have reached halftime with the visiting Saints out on top. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, and how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're